Number one with Banggood is they have some decent products, good quality, and the automated shipping and services are pretty good. It's where they're falling short is on customer service. I think they really need to be open and honest with all their customers, whether you're a drop shipper or an end consumer. I think they need to be consistent in their messaging and change the tactics and look for long-term relationships that are going to be mutually beneficial, as opposed to dealing with everything on a one transactional basis. I think that would take their company a long way. I know that's going to take other companies and drop shippers a long way. And I would just really like to see them improve on their customer service. As a drop shipper, you're not just one customer. You buy several items from them on a daily basis, and then they ship them to your customer, and you get it at wholesale price. And that's just basically how it works. So you're doing all the marketing for them as well on their products. So what happens is 75% of the products I buy from them move through the system without a problem. They're not damaged or anything. Shipping is great. So that service is really good. It's really all pretty much automated. The other 25%, when you start to have any type of issue, that's where their poor customer service and business practices come in, and it starts to raise a lot of concerns. And as a drop shipper, you're caught in the middle between the actual customer at the end, and then you're dealing with Banggood. And so for me, and with COVID on especially, I focus all my business within the United States. And so I will only buy products that are shipped from US-based warehouses, because there's already going to be a few delays with USPS and FedEx and things happening inside the country, let alone when you're trying to bring something from China and customs and all that happens. So you'll specifically purchase and pay a little more for items to be shipped within the US. And then when that doesn't happen, it's extremely frustrating. And even though you provide them with all of the evidence, pictures, your orders, all that kind of stuff, they will not acknowledge it. And then what happens in their tactic is a barrage of emails back and forth, each one being inconsistent, one telling you, oh, the item will be there in another 10 days, be patient. And the next one will say it'll be another 45 days. Or they have up to 45 days when shipping to your country. And then you'll say, well, it was not supposed to ship to my country. It was supposed to be within my country already. And then you'll get an email back saying, oh yeah, sorry, it'll be another 30 days. We have up to 30 days if you read the fine print to ship. And all this goes back and forth, and it's very frustrating. What makes it even more frustrating for a drop shipper is I am actually the purchaser, and they know that, and that's the system they set up in there. It's why they're communicating with me. But the names they use is my client and my customer's name. So they'll be using my customer's name constantly, saying and treating me like I'm a first-time purchaser, and that, it can take time. And with COVID-19, and it gets so frustrating, because I want to cut the bullshit, because I actually purchased 4 of the same product from you on that same day, and 3 of them shipped no problem, and this one didn't ship. And nobody's telling me why. Nobody's saying it got ordered by accidentally from China, which is what actually happened now. On the one example that I did give on your site, I gave a couple examples because there was 2 different issues happening there. Because again, it's not just one issue; it's how they treat the customer service of the whole thing. Is that I received an email 2 days ago saying you were going to require another 12 days to ship this. For this product to arrive. And I'm like, oh, okay, this customer's already so frustrated. I've refunded a lot of their money. I'm going to take a loss on this, which is what almost always happens with Banggood. Even when a product is damaged, they don't pay full refund. They'll negotiate with you until you just give in and say, okay, yeah, give me $10 for a $20 item, whatever it is, right? So, but anyways, I get this email saying there's another 12 days. I actually double checked then to see if, how the shipping is moving, because it's just been sitting in this one place for, what was it? It was like 27 days, no movement. So I was trying to alarm them to that. Like, there's a reason it's not moving. Can you look into it? No, that's fine. It had actually been delivered the day before I got the email. So great. I thought, oh, wow, I'm relieved, at least that's done. The customer will be happy. Then I get an email from the customer with a barrage of pictures. The package was soaking wet. It was damaged inside. This was a watch that was ordered. The packaging, then when you open up the box, was filled with mold, just black mold everywhere all over the product. And so I send the pictures to Banggood, and now it starts again. So it'll be another 20 or 30 emails back and forth and some negotiation. So again, it's so disappointing that, all I really want is an apology. And I would like them to, speaking for other drop shippers out there, it would really be nice if they would treat us like the business partnership we're supposed to be, and not just the end consumer. Not that you shouldn't treat everybody, with respect and the same, but it's like we know the integral workings of the system here, and we see how it works on a regular basis. And so when they start giving all these misinformation, it's just frustrating as all heck. So the other issue that I've had with them is then on damaged products. You have to show video, you have to show all the proper SKUs and everything else, which again, you have to train your customers not to throw out the packaging immediately when you get it and you're excited. So I try to include that in all my information going out to everybody when the shipping confirmation goes. It's like, hang on to it. You need to videotape it. You'll send that in, and then they'll start negotiating. Well, can you go get it fixed somewhere else, and we'll pay half of the cost of getting it fixed. And again, you're in the middle. Like it's not in my possession. It's with the customer. I've given all the video evidence, and then the dance goes back and forth until you settle on a price. So I've waited. I've not seen yet a full refund. I guess that's, I still try to look at it as a cost of doing business, but it's very unfortunate that they don't stand by their product and service. And because once the automation stops, they really fall down. Communication takes time too with them. It's not like every hour or anything. It's one a day, because they're in China and you're here. Even though they have U.S. offices, U.S. numbers, you call, you can never get through. So I guess at the end of the day, what's really frustrating again is just being acknowledged that we are in between the actual end user and the supplier. We market their product, so we not only lose money on the product itself, we lose all our marketing that we put into that, and that's not cheap. We advertise through Google and Facebook and things like that. So I would love once a phone call or an actual person to talk to. I would love that they send me an email addressed to me as the drop shipper through their drop shipping program. Because we do get wholesale prices and discounts. It's just they don't follow through on the customer service end. And just not being really honest throughout I've seen some other reviews on your site, and that is a general complaint from everybody, is the lack of honesty in their replies. Also, I've had an experience with an actual product that they've listed that I've relisted as well, which is what you do with them, and then you sell it, and it turns out they're not sending the proper product. So the RD11 watch they were sending the R10, and my customers are upset, the savvy ones. The other ones just accepted it at a discount. When I go back to them, like, you need to change your site, you need to honor this. You sell the RD11. How come you're not shipping the RD11? Nothing. No acknowledgement, no nothing, right? So what we do as drop shippers is you can find other suppliers, and there are other options out there. But the two main players are AliExpress and Banggood. And they both have their pros and cons, right? Like AliExpress is great from the fact that in these types of situations where you have issues, they act as a third-party body, and you can file a dispute, and they'll bring some suitable resolution and try to get the two parties negotiating. With Banggood, they are the other party, so there's no third-party negotiator to deal with. I work with a group. We're going through basically a course to become drop shippers. So there's quite a few of us. There's thousands of us. I'm in a smaller group of about 20 people that we meet on a regular basis every Monday to talk about issues. Everybody has the same issues, and some guys are doing larger volumes than me for sure. They all are having the negative experiences. So again, right now, even for myself, it's still like 25%. So you can find a way to work around it. It's for me, it's just the ongoing. It would be nice to really get some acknowledgement of that this is drop shipping, and there's a lot of us out there. And then, it'd be nice that they would provide us a level of customer service and respect. in the process, right? Because it's our reputations that are on the line is in between, right? And so if you're a good retailer, which I consider myself to be, yeah, I've lost a lot more money than my colleagues have because I refund the money. If it gets too bad and too frustrated, I feel for the customer at the end, I will refund their money. Others are not doing that, and and that's for their business model. That's fine, but it's just really frustrating. Yeah, I was just looking for other people that were frustrated with Banggood, really, and then I found your site. And I started reading, and I thought, okay, this is great. At the end of the day, I would just love to get it out there. And all I was asking for, and as I listed on the site, is truly an apology. Like I've lost like $480. I'm not going to worry about that in the long run. But I think if somebody there would acknowledge it and actually speak to a human being, I think I'd feel a lot better about it. I'm going to pretty much have to stay in business with them to some extent. I mean, I do have other suppliers and other distributors, each with their pros and cons, but they are the major player for drop shipping.